An environmental group wants to see grizzly bears back on the landscape in New Mexico. That group filed a petition yesterday asking the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to update its 1993 grizzly bear recovery plan. News 13's Catherine Mazzone is live in the Newsplex with details.
Dean, the Center for Biological Diversity says there are thousands of acres in the West where grizzlies would thrive, and more grizzlies mean a better chance for their long-term survival. But some groups think reintroduction is ludicrous.
At one point, scientists believed there were up to 100,000 grizzlies roaming the American West. Now, there are less than 2,000.
Currently, the grizzly bear survives in just a mere 4% of its historic range in the western United States.
Grizzlies were put on the endangered species list in 1975. The feds came up with a recovery plan for them more than 20 years ago. Now, an environmental group wants to see that plan updated. The Center for Biological Diversity pointed out 110,000 square miles of habitat in the West where they say grizzlies would thrive, and it includes the Gila in New Mexico and Arizona.
For bears to survive in the long run, they need to occur in a wider area than they do.
The group says grizzlies are an important part of the ecosystem.
As a top predator, they regulate deer and elk populations, which keeps those herds healthy. It also, in turn, benefits species that deer and elk forage on.
But some aren't so sure about the grizzlies' return.
It's ridiculous, in our opinion, and it's such a waste of time, but at the same time, it's extremely dangerous.
Kathy Cowan of the New Mexico Cattle Growers Association says introducing the large predator to the land is not only dangerous for livestock, it's also dangerous for people.
How are people going to go to the Gila National Forest to camp and hunt and recreate when there's a fear of grizzly bears there?
The Center for Biological Diversity says there are ways to protect livestock, like electric fences and livestock guard dogs. And when it comes to people, the group says it's all about educating the public on how to live with bears. Dean, back to you.
All right, Catherine, thank you. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says it has not reviewed the group's petition yet.